Enough is enough. Sweden's social services must be examined. I stand here today for one reason only. Because I've had enough. Enough of seeing Sweden's social services, an authority meant to protect, support, and help, instead causing fear, harm, and broken lives. Enough of seeing children and families silenced, doubted, and treated as if their feelings don't matter at all. Sweden's social services are one of the country's most powerful authorities. They have the mandate to intervene in people's private lives. They have the mandate to make decisions that shape children's futures. They have the mandate to take children from their parents, the most drastic act any society can take. But precisely because of that, responsibility must match power. And that is where we see something has gone wrong. Truly wrong. I'm tired of seeing an authority that should be the last pillar of safety act as police, investigator, and judge all at once. Tired of seeing flawed investigations, arbitrary assessments, decisions that differ by municipality, and a system where families often have no chance from the start. This is not about the social workers doing their best. It's not about individuals. It's about the system, about the structures, about the procedures, about the lack of transparency, about a culture where criticism is too often dismissed instead of taken seriously. And when an authority is wrong, it is catastrophically wrong. We must talk about the harm, because there are children in Sweden traumatized by social services interventions. Children taken to be protected, but instead harmed. Children placed in homes where they were beaten, humiliated, threatened, mentally broken, and in the worst cases, sexually abused. Children taken from their families to be safe, but met a reality 100 times worse. Children who developed severe mental health problems. Children now living with PTSD, depression, panic attacks, self-harm, and nightmares, not because their home was dangerous, but because the placement itself was traumatic. Children moved again and again. Children who lost stability through constant transfers between foster homes, group homes, and family placements. Children who never got to settle. Children who lived with their bags packed, always ready for the next move. Children who had their siblings taken away. Siblings torn apart. Siblings who could no longer hold each other's hands, comfort each other, share a room. Siblings who lost the last piece of safety they had. Children who lost their identity. Children forced to change their names, language, culture, everything that made them who they are. Children who ended up in crime after placement. There are youths who say, "I became criminal after I was placed." Not before, after. Children who became homeless as adults. When placements ended, they were completely alone. Without a safety net. Without family. Without anyone to call. And worst of all, there are children who did not survive. Children who died in placements that were supposed to be safe. Children who died because decisions were wrong, delayed, or based on inadequate evidence. This must never happen again. Not once. Not a single child more. We must talk about the parents. There are mothers and fathers in Sweden living with pain that cannot be described. Parents who asked for help and had their lives shattered. Parents who never got a chance to defend themselves. Parents who didn't get to hear their child's voice, see them grow, hold them. Parents who still ask, "Why did no one listen? Why did you do this? Why did you take my child?" And sometimes, when the damage has been greatest, when a child took their own life or died in a dangerous placement, there are parents left with grief that cannot be put into words. No authority should be able to cause such pain without facing accountability. We must talk about the system. This is not a question of isolated mistakes. It's not bad luck. It's not accidents. It is a systemic failure. A system where investigations can be made on weak grounds. Interpretations weigh more than facts. Municipalities make different decisions despite the same law. Coercive measures are used before support is attempted. Children's voices are ignored. Placements are unchecked. Mistakes rarely have consequences. How can an authority with so much power have so little accountability? How can we accept children's lives being decided behind closed doors? How can we allow this to continue? And therefore, when we see all this, all the harm, all the trauma, all the lives shattered, we must dare to say what should have been said long ago. Enough is enough, once and for all. The abuse of power must end. The system that harms those it promises to protect must end. For every child who lay awake at night, for every mother who screamed for her child and wasn't heard, for every family who lost hope when the door was slammed in their face, we say it together from the heart and with full force. Enough, once and for all. This must never continue. That is why I say, enough. This is not hatred. This is love. Love for the children, for the families, for justice, for the idea that Sweden should be a country where authorities stand with people, not above them. This is not a call to dismantle social services. It is a call to build it right. We need transparency. Decisions must withstand the light. Independent review. No authority should investigate itself. Equality. Children's rights must not vary by municipality. Support before coercion. Help first, intervention last. Safe placements. No child should be taken from their home only to end up worse off. Accountability when things go wrong. Real accountability, not excuses. Legal certainty for both children and parents. It's time to acknowledge that the system fails. Time to modernize, review, and improve an authority with enormous power. For every child harmed is proof why change is necessary. For every child lost is proof why we must never be silent again. This is my message to Sweden. We will not accept a system that harms children. We will not accept power without responsibility. We will not accept mistakes that are hidden. We will not accept families torn apart unnecessarily. We will not accept children's lives destroyed in the name of safety. We demand change. We demand justice. We demand accountability. We demand social services that protect, not harm. And I will keep saying it again and again until change comes. Now, enough.